I got really confused at lunch because after he paid,
Yeah.
I went over to the waitress and I was like, how much was it? Because I felt bad
You're
that
scared.
he put his card down.
Oh, I thought before he did.
Yeah, and she goes 8. And I go, my brain was
8?
gone all day. I go, 8,000. I go, no.
$8,000?
I go 8,000. I go, no. Because where we were was like such a high-end
Yeah.
hotel.
And I was slurping back drinks because I
You-
thought you were paying.
I know. I ordered a bunch of appetizers because I thought I was paying.
I got the ceviche.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank
David
you,
Dobrik, thank you for the ceviche.
Thank you so much. It was so good.
Today's podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. Get $20 off your first order when you use my code NASH. Guys, what's up? Welcome back to the podcast. We're here. We're married. This is going to be a fun episode. Nivine and I are going to tell you about everything. We got married yesterday. We're fresh off of it.
Fresh off.
24
Newlyweds.
Newlyweds. Your official name now is...
Nivine Trash.
Nivine
Nash.
Nivine Nash. Nivine
Nash.
Beckham Jr. No.
Nivine Bezos.
Yes.
Nivine Nash.
Yes, my
Nivine
real
Nash
name is Bezos.
The best name.
That'd be funny if I was the heir to the Bezos fortune though this entire time. I didn't tell anybody.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Would it be?
For you.
Yeah. So we got married and we're here talking on the podcast. And we're speaking into microphones now.
Yes, we're sitting on couches.
Yeah, yep. I have my legs crossed for those
Same.
on audio.
Twins.
It's a new year. We're very excited about the new year. What was your favorite thing about yesterday?
So I'm going to paint you guys a picture of the day. We're driving down the day before the wedding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, the love of my life is going to play some romantic tunes for me. And he plays a song called Love Stinks and is like singing at the top of his lungs.
But before that, I played Love Story by Taylor Swift, and you didn't seem to react to it.
So that was your like rebuttal.
Well, that Jason Nash station on iTunes is just
It's wild.
so fire. You don't know what you're going to get.
It's wild.
It's such a wild station, and it's great. I'm not putting it down. The
Yeah.
Jason Nash station that iTunes has created for you and I. It's great.
It's for you.
I asked you to put your songs in. You never want to. I said, you want to play something? And then you go, no, I don't want to. And I go, okay, good.
Yeah. You love it too much for me to take that from you. I just slide an AirPod in secretly and listen to my own thing.
You have AirPods on the whole time?
No, I'm just kidding. I love your music. It's always funny.
And then after we got married, I put on Murder in Boston, which is about the Charles Stewart murder from 1989. A guy who killed his wife.
I've been meaning to watch this. I was like, oh.
It's about a guy who shot his wife, shot himself, called the police, and said some black guy did it, and completely made it up.
That's wild.
Oh, it was. I remember the story. I was 17 years old, and it was wild. I remember when it happened, like being like, and then a couple days later, that was like, wow, that's really, really messed up. But that's what the documentary is about on HBO. So then I had that on in the room after.
Yeah.
But go ahead, let's go. So we drove up. We drove to Santa Barbara. We got married at the courthouse.
It was the most perfect wedding anyone ever had.
Yes, I agree.
I feel no, like honestly, there was no stress.
That's what I love about you.
It was just
How many women would sit here and say a $23 courthouse wedding was the most perfect? I mean, that's why you are unbelievable.
No, it was perfect.
Right.
It was a perfect day. The weather had been like really off, and it was like I was like, oh, okay, it might sprinkle a little bit, or it's gonna be like really windy. But the day of the wedding, the weather was perfect.
Yeah.
It was like a little bit cold, but like not crazy.
Well, you're up in Santa Barbara. It's 20 degrees colder by the beach.
I just loved it. I don't know. I thought it was like so perfect. There was no pressure. I feel like we had like a little lunch with some friends after, and it was just perfect. Like you didn't like have to sit and worry about like, did I talk to everyone, or like, is everyone having fun?
Even the amount of people we had, I felt overwhelmed.
Yeah, we could have cut some.
We had 11 people. But even with that, I also felt incredible pressure on the photographers.
It's awkward when you're eating like a delicious meal and you have a videographer and photographer kind of like spinning around you because you're like I know you're not getting like the best shots because we're like stuffing our faces. I know you're hungry because you've spent the whole day with us.
Yeah.
So it's just...
And then I kept offering him to sit down.
Yeah.
Which he did. And I was like, please order something. And he's like, no. And I said it like 7 times. And you could see by the end, his face was so gaunt.
He was hungry.
He was so hungry.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him. But I mean, I couldn't force the fries down his throat.
You should have. They were very professional, very good.
They were great.
Yeah.
They were great. And we'll have a cool wedding video soon.
I can't wait to see it.
Which Navine's already been...
I'm antsy. If someone says...
That's not usually like you either.
No, but I'm very like literal sometimes. Like if someone says by Friday or I'm going to send you a sneak peek tomorrow at 6 a.m. I'm like checking my email. I'm like, oh, do you think they're awake yet? Like what time do they wake up? He said tomorrow.
No, you did it last night at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. after the wedding. You were checking the email.
Because he was like, oh, you guys are the best couple I've ever met. And I get like he probably says that to a lot of people, but I really believed it. And he was like, I can't wait to go through this footage. It was so good. Like I might even said something to you sooner. I don't know. So I was like, maybe.
Maybe I'm headed to Hollywood. Maybe I'm going to be cast in a movie.
No, he asked me to spin. It's this couple that do video. They're amazing. He was like, can you spin around? And I spun and he was like, oh, I've never had someone do it in one take. And I was like, I don't know.
He said that to me too. He's like, whoa, you guys are pros.
Didn't. Oh, he said you're a pro with, he said you do really good expressions.
Yeah.
And like that.
But that's what a photographer says to get you comfortable.
I've had some mean photographers. I don't know.
What did they say to you?
They're just like, no, like let's try something different. Why don't you try that? Like, like in a nice way, but like, that means like, okay, I'm not doing so good.
Yeah.
But I think we just killed it yesterday.
Well, I highly listen with the price of everything, how it is nowadays. If any of you are thinking of getting married, I highly, highly recommend doing what we did.
I think it's now that I've done it this way. I think it's cringy to have a big wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like
Matt, Joe,
everyone...
you heard it here.
No. Their weddings were
phenomenal.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm sure so expensive.
Yeah. We just didn't want to spend the money. And
I feel though, I will say this, even if we had endless income, I would have still done it this way.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so nice. Me too.
I wouldn't have, as nervous as I felt yesterday morning, like just going through the day, if I had to like walk down an aisle and have a first dance and do all those things in front of, it's just too, it's like, why am I feeling nervous for you guys?
Yes. Yeah, and I felt nervous yesterday for no reason.
Why? But it was sweet. I thought it was cute that we were both nervous.
And that was nice. Navine's friend Amira picked up my kids.
Yeah.
Brought them to Santa Barbara. Really nice.
That was really, really
you don't know
nice.
how much I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, that was really
someone does
sweet.
something for my kids, it's like, it's so nice.
Yeah.
So they were able to be there. Charlie brought her boyfriend, which is great.
That was cute.
He's a blast.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't
really
say
nice.
much, but he's just a blast in his own way.
You
I love seeing him.
You think he doesn't say much because you can't hear very well, and he speaks very softly.
This is true.
Because he'll say little things and you won't laugh, and I'm like, there's no way. Like you think he didn't say anything. He says stuff kind of like under his breath.
Can we get him to speak up so I can enjoy some of the jokes?
Yeah. Well, we can gift him a megaphone.
Then last night you're going through my pictures.
I wanted to like airdrop myself some photos. So I'm like looking through Jason's phone, like in his photos, and there's just like 10 photos of like his daughter's boyfriend, like in the sunlight, like just like
No, when I take a photo, I like take like
portrait mode.
No, it wasn't portrait mode.
You think he's like handsome or something.
No,
like,
I
you
don't.
admire him.
No, I think he's a great. He
looks like he could be your kid.
He does look like he could be my son, and I think he's a great kid. And then the photographers took a photo of. We were on the deck, and we were backlit and beautiful ocean, beautiful. But the sun's behind us, so we're like, oh, how are we going to get this photo?
That. Yeah.
And he goes, okay, I know. Don't worry, I know how to do it. So he takes this incredible photo of us like blocking the sun with our heads,
Oh, I see.
and it came out great.
Okay.
And it's just, and so there's like sun like illuminating from us. So I was trying to do the same thing with Kieran.
With him, yeah.
Just to practice.
It was like a photo of him glowing with the ocean behind him. Like it
I
was
gotta
like
send it. Kieran, I will send you those
it was
photos,
like a
man.
headshot.
Wait, remember when you texted Kieran by accident?
I texted Kieran by
Oh,
accident.
did I do it?
It's so embarrassing because like this in the beginning of their relationship, I went to pick him up and it was going to be our first time with like him alone in the car while we went, and then we got Charlie.
Right, we were taking him to her volleyball game.
Yeah, so it was like our first time alone with him.
Yeah,
so
well, you guys go pick up Kieran. Sure.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay. And then she was like, here's his number and like just text him when you're there. And I have Jason in the seat next to me and I was driving and I was like, Jason, will you text him and say here? And he said, here, babe.
I don't
Here,
know.
babe.
It was an autocorrect. It was an autocorrect.
And then what's worse is
It went- no.
he
I went-
unsent the message,
I did unsend it,
which
yeah.
like, it's like if you're waiting for someone to come pick you up, you're looking at your like. So he saw it and then saw that we unsent it, which is even more embarrassing.
Not necessarily. It said here, babe. I unsent it, and then I wrote here. It autocorrected. I don't know why it autocorrected to
and
here,
then,
babe.
And then another text with just 10 exclamation marks, like for no reason.
Is that what I did?
Yeah, you always do that.
And then we never said anything. We told Charlie.
We told Charlie, yeah. Just I needed to tell her to make sure that he wasn't like, or took a screenshot of it.
Right, it was on your phone.
Yeah, it was. I was so embarrassed.
Oh man.
Good kid.
So you dropped your last name.
Dropped it.
Gone.
See ya. Nash.
No feelings on that. No sadness about who you are or any kind of identity crisis. Do women go through that when they lose their name?
I'm gonna be like,
if I lost my name, and you know I don't have a high opinion of myself, but Jason Nash, like to me in my mind, is like, okay, that's who I am. That's my whole identity. I like the way it sounds. I like my first name. I like my last name. Yeah, it's a good name. People ask me if it's fake, sometimes.
yeah. Oh, because it's like very Hollywood.
Yeah,
to have
people
a
be like,
fake
is that a
name.
fake name? Because you like moved to Hollywood and you like changed your name. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's it. That's my name. I got that.
Okay.
And so if today I was sitting here and
you have a different name.
yeah,
How
if
would
I
you
was
feel?
Jason J, I'd be like, what?
That's a pretty badass name too.
That's pretty good.
You wish.
Okay, I'll take it.
No. No, I feel like this is like an opportunity to like really have a new chapter.
Yeah.
And like now I'm Nivine Nash and that's someone different. So I'm going to totally change my personality now. I'm just kidding.
Please don't.
No, I love it. I feel like I'm still grasping it,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. And just even just being here right now, like back
And
in the
some
house.
women don't take their husband's last names
I
now.
know.
That's like a thing.
I know. And just being here right now is like, and it just feels different.
It does feel different.
But that's so funny.
Yeah.
Does it?
It felt different to me. Like when we got home, my first day as a wife and the plumbing is shot. And I was like, oh, like I have to fix this. And it's just kind of fun. Yeah.
Usually
but like
the plumbing goes to the guy.
Yeah,
but
yeah. But it was just like, oh, this is like something it's not like, oh, this is Jason's house. Like he'll figure it out.
But we should know you are very handy.
I'm so handy.
You're probably handier than
I could
me.
probably fix it, but I'm just nervous
Right.
to like mess something up.
Yeah, so we came home and there was water running out of the shower.
Which is weird. I feel like it's like the perfect start.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Perfect amount of realness.
It's like, okay, let's go. Let's jump into married life.
Yeah. Okay, so if we got to the courthouse.
Yeah.
So they make you sit down. You sit with a guy.
The guy was funny. I know this is like, I know I'm a little crazy, whatever, but
you're not.
I feel he had a crush on you.
On me?
Yeah.
Why?
He kept winking at you and like he kept touching Jason.
He did?
Yeah, like
When?
he'd be like, "Oh, you have makeup on your shoulder." But like he didn't. And like he did it like 3 times and I was like, okay. His name was Dave. I was like, "Okay, Dave, like cool it.
Sometimes guys do that. They'll touch me if they see you. They're like, hey, not bad. Like, you did it. Like, lucky you.
I don't know.
I think that's what was going on.
I think he wanted to marry you.
Okay, so we got there.
Yeah.
And in classic fashion, we did not have everything filled out.
We had none of. He looked at us and he goes, "I don't have any of your paperwork."
This was a big reveal to me, because everybody who I've ever been with it is more on it than me.
And I'm not.
So I had this, and I also had this panic in the courthouse, like I ruined the day because I hadn't had a few things filled out.
Yeah.
And,
Paperwork, baby.
Huh?
It's just paperwork.
Right. But you're like in a dress, you look amazing. The dress you picked out was amazing.
So
and then,
cute.
so in that moment, I almost had like PTSD or something, where I was just
You got scared for like a second. Like
Yeah.
we had to type at this computer and Jason was typing. So he was like, Jason, Nash, and then the best part is like everyone's kind of standing behind us and they're like, what's your mother's middle name? And he's like, and he was just so nervous that he just blanked. And then his daughter was like, it's Charlotte. It's my name. That's who I'm named after. And he goes, right.
Yeah, I did do that.
And then the
I felt
same
bad,
thing
yeah.
with your dad, right?
Yeah, I couldn't remember my dad's middle name.
You just
And guess
blanked.
my dad's middle name is my middle name.
It's the same name.
I was flipping out, but for no reason.
Yeah, I think it was just like you didn't want to get anything wrong.
That's true. And then they talked me into three copies for
That
an
was
extra
kind of-
$34.
That was weird, but I was just like, okay, if you want to upsell right now, let's go. Let's just get on with it.
David shot a really funny video on his Snapchat. I don't know if he put it up or not, but he shot
Of what?
I don't know. You were like taking pictures, and he was like, he's like, how you doing? And I'm like, this is great. I'm like, this is $23.
It's crazy that you can get married for. Well, you also have to pay like $100 or something.
Yeah, the license is 100. It's 123, really.
123.
But in the moment, I was like, it's $23 compared to like 75,000. Like we're.
What if David was like, you know what? I'm paying for you guys' wedding. $23. He takes the credit.
He paid for lunch.
That was really
Which
nice.
was really
That was
nice.
Really, really nice.
He didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I got really confused at lunch because after he paid,
Yeah.
I went over to the waitress and I was like, how much was it? Because I felt bad
You're
that
scared.
he put his card down.
Oh, I thought before he did.
Yeah, and she goes 8. And I go, my brain was
8?
gone all day. I go, 8,000. I go, no.
$8,000?
I go 8,000. I go, no. Because where we were was like such a high-end
Yeah.
hotel.
And I was slurping back drinks because I
You-
thought you were paying.
I know. I ordered a bunch of appetizers because I thought I was paying.
I got the ceviche.
Thanks, Dave. David
you,
Dobrik, thank you for the ceviche.
Thank you so much. It was so good.
But it was 800,
For everyone?
which I thought was crazy cheap for what it was. Like we were in the nicest restaurant in
wild.
all of Montecito and Santa Barbara.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was great. Of course, we didn't pay for it either.
No, but still,
Plus
that
tip,
was
plus tip,
really
plus
nice.
tip.
That was still really nice.
So nice that he paid.
But-
but I did get confused. I was like, oh no, he paid $8,000. I don't want him to do that.
But
Now I
like,
have to give
think
him
of
money.
this: like that whole day, like people would pay $70,000.
No.
For that
The
day.
hotel we were at, they would pay like $250,000.
Yeah, like for that, for the same feeling we already
This is
got.
the cheapest podcast. We're revealing ourselves to be the cheapest people on earth. That's all the comments are gonna be like, what a bunch of cheapskates. But things are so expensive. Like, how can you justify it?
Unless it's something that just means the world to you.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to send your kid to college and pay, $80,000. Okay. Like that's But even that, yeah, like
Our future kid is like clipping coupons.
yeah. Well, I love thrifty people. My friend Maureen is so good. My best friend from college, his name is Jeff, and he has a wife named Maureen.
She's funny.
And when we used to hang out more, we'd be like, Maureen would be like, well, I want to go up north. And I'd be like, I can't stay at that hotel, Maureen. Like, and then she'd be like, watch this. She would literally call. She's not famous. She doesn't have a big following. And she would just be like, and is there any way, like, I know that it's like $5.49 a night, but there's like any discount? And then she'd get it down to like $179.
Yeah.
Like she'd get like the third of the price. And you'd be like, Maureen.
It's just the best feeling.
So good. So good. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
It feels good to be cheap.
It feels like a win.
Do you know why it is? It's because I know there will be something in 2 days that will be so expensive. And I'll be like, oh, thank God I didn't pay for the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Okay, so then we sat down. We sat with the guy. The guy told me to turn around. He said, pay attention. Remember that?
Yeah, Jason got in trouble for not paying attention.
He goes, Jason? Because I kept looking back at the kids, Wyatt and Charlie, like,
looking everywhere.
like we're getting married. We're getting married. I said
He
it like
kept
1,000
turning around
times.
being like, it's happening. And the guy's like, please, I need you to focus.
Yes.
Turn around.
Yeah. And then Dave and Todd and Natalie came, which was amazing.
That was really nice.
So nice. Natalie said the nicest thing to me she's ever said.
That's really sweet.
She said, I've never seen you so happy, which was so nice.
That's really nice.
Who else said nice things? Yasmin had a nice speech.
I loved her speech.
We went out to the thing, and so then we signed the papers, and then we walked outside, and I said to Dave, I was like, how many people can we have out there? And he said 10, and then I said we have 13.
Oh, you told him?
Yeah, and he goes, okay, we'll have the other 3 just kind of stand back, and I'll try to work them in.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was nice. So then there was 13 of us and then eventually he was just like, yeah, just bring them all over.
Yeah.
So they all watched.
What if you get Dave in trouble right now? What if Dave's boss is watching your podcast?
Oh.
No, that was really nice of him. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah. It was only 10.
What was that?
It was only 10. No, the other 3 sat back.
You're nervous now? His boss is not watching the podcast.
So then yeah. And then we got out there and we were like, we had vows. We had really written vows that were too long, both of us. We're the same person.
No, my vows were they were so long.
And full of inside jokes that only you and I got.
So I was like, when I was like just halfway through, I was like, oh, I felt like, when you should be wrapping it up. And I was like, okay, what can I cut? And like, I had to skip like 2 huge paragraphs.
You did?
Yeah. And then I just I finished off that was tough.
It's so funny because I only remember one thing in it and it made me laugh so hard. I was cracking up for like a minute?
I was like, oh, Jason's going to be like sobbing during mine. This man was laughing so hard.
I was laughing through the whole thing. But the funniest thing you said was, I love when we watch Kill Tony and I say I'm funnier than all the other comedians. And Jason just nods his head and agrees with me.
Yeah.
Which is what I do.
It's like, okay, baby. Yeah.
Remember when we first met and you were like, we were talking about this one comedian and you were like, I'm funnier than him. And I was
Who
like,
was it?
I don't want to say who it is, and I was like, and I go, no, you're not.
Yeah. That was insane. You go, I was like, honestly, you think I'm funnier than them, right?
But I just met you too.
No, but like not even
now
just giving it to me. Like he was like, no, I don't think so.
Well, that's different. When you first start dating, you're like, you want to like hold your ground and be real. And now I'm like,
I don't remember
but we had just started dating, so I didn't know you to be as funny as this comedian. But now I think you are.
I don't remember the person.
I do.
What's their name start with?
A.
Guys, I'm funnier than this guy.
I'm
funnier than this guy.
You're insane.
He's not even funny.
I love that we both brought up.
Who's made you laugh more?
You have. I told you. Now I think you're funnier.
We both brought up the same things in our vows.
We both brought up Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Which is a show that's on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen it, it's the best. It's my favorite show on television, and it's not on television, but
it's not on television.
It's just Tony Hinchcliffe is a comedian, and he does a show where he. How do you explain it?
It's like a roasting show, kind of, but people do.
Well, he brings up stand-ups who aren't. He pulls names from a bucket, and the stand-ups can be really good or they can be really bad. And if they're bad, he really goes in on them. But also, if they're really good, he'll like take them on tour with them.
Yeah, so it's like a good opportunity.
It's the perfect show, and we love it. We watch it every Monday. We love Red Band.
We do?
I do.
I'm just kidding. I
love
kidding.
Red Band. And he also has really great guests on there, like, big time comedians like Shane Gillis and Ari Shaffir, and I mean all of them.
It's everyone,
Joe
yeah.
Rogan, Tom Segura.
You had Post Malone.
Post Malone was on there. Sugar Sean O'Malley was on the New Year's show. Adam Ray is on there a lot. He's great. He's been here. He's been in that seat.
My New Year's
I have to validate myself.
Yeah,
He's sat
here.
right there.
My New Year's prediction is that you will be on Kill Tony.
On Kill Tony?
As a panelist.
Let's manifest it.
I see it.
I thought about going and signing up in the bucket.
I don't think you should sign up in the bucket. I think
just for fun.
Your panel.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, let's manifest it.
Your panel, I sign up to be in the bucket.
That'd be awful. Then
Why? You don't think I'm funny?
I think you're so funny. But
why would it be awful? It would jumpstart my comedy career. I'd get huge.
You got a hot minute, because that's the thing. You have to go in the show with 1 minute. You do 1 minute of stand up. That's all you get.
Unless you're Hans Kim, then you do 40 seconds.
This is on Skim. This is on Skim.
This whole podcast just turns into.
We love
this
Hans
turns
Kim.
into a Kill Tony podcast.
I know. I thought about. We love Kill Tony so much that I thought about doing an after Kill Tony podcast where we sit
There's
down.
like 4 different ones. Like
there
that.
is? People do that?
There's like 4.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Really?
There's
I wonder
one
if I would
where
like watching that.
a guy stands outside and interviews people after they've been on.
Oh, really?
There's one where they like talk about the people. Like there's so many different
I have so much
versions
to do. I have
of
so much
it.
to watch. I'm so excited.
But Tony hates them.
Oh, he doesn't like them. He doesn't? He thinks they're like sucking off his success. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's fair. What's up, guys? Today's podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. Yes, they have signed on for the entire year here at the All Good Things podcast. Can we get some kind of celebration, some music, some confetti? Because we love SeatGeek. They've been with me since the beginning, since I started my YouTube career doing YouTube videos. They've moved on to podcasts. They are the best, and they are the best ticketing app. Let me tell you something. I have the SeatGeek app on my phone, and when Wyatt and Charlie have a free night, or Friday night, or Nivine, we have a free night. We go on and we look at, and it actually lists all the top events in your area. We've seen so many great shows. We go on to the Hollywood Bowl. We go to the Greek. We get Lakers tickets. We get Clippers tickets. One of the coolest things to do in LA through SeatGeek is to get Kings tickets. I don't even like watching hockey on the TV, but if somebody wants to take me to a Kings game, or if I feel like just going down, it is the absolute best sport live. I love watching the Kings. All of this comes through SeatGeek, music, sports. So go download the SeatGeek app. And right now, guys, if you use my code NASH, you're going to get $20 off your first order. An incredible deal from SeatGeek. And I am so happy that SeatGeek has signed on for another year here. They are the best. Thank you, guys. Literally keeping the lights on. And that's great news for you guys that they've signed on, because that means you're going to get another year of podcasts right here in the studio with some amazing guests that I've already booked that are happening, and we're super excited about it. And my thanks to SeatGeek for sponsoring this podcast. Okay, so anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go into a Kill Tony tangent.
It's
okay, and so then so then we got out there, and he was like, "There's no vows allowed," right?
Yeah.
And that was the only part I didn't like.
But to be fair, we still did our vows.
But then he made us say like some really stock, like state of California.
And it was like the language was off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was like,
by the power invested in me.
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
I thee wed thee. It's like, I don't talk like that.
Right. Remember when we pulled up to the courthouse and you're looking like so beautiful in your dress? And we see a prisoner in shackles.
It was a full prisoner. And then we took pictures in the courthouse, and you have to go through like a metal detector. And I was like,
oh, yeah.
Well, why can't I have liquids? Like I just had my perfume, and he was like, there's prisoners here.
Wait, this is so you. Tell them what happened.
So I
don't like that you do this. So there's rules in life.
There's like full police officers.
When it comes to police, anything,
Jason gets scared.
I'm like, this is the police.
He like listens to whatever
they tell. Don't mess with the police.
Yeah.
Like from a young age, like no.
I've learned to challenge the police.
So we go through this metal. The photographers want to take they want to take photos inside this other part of the courthouse that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, we're following what they say. And we have to go through a metal detector, and we can't get
that you can't have any sort of liquid at all
Right.
in there. And I have the smallest bottle of like just a perfume that I just bought.
Right.
And the guy was like, it's like a police officer, and he was like, you can't bring that in. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to take a quick picture in here. Can you hold on to it for me? And he's like, no. And so I was like, okay. So I walk out and I put it on the floor.
He told you not to do that.
But so I put it on the floor and I come back in and he goes, did you give it to someone? I was like, I just put it on the floor outside. He goes, don't tell me that, because then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to confiscate it and you're never going to get it back. And I go, okay. He goes, so go back out there and hand it to someone. So I go outside for like 2 seconds and I come back in, but I don't move it. And he looks at me and he goes, you gave it to someone? And I was like, mm-hmm. And I thought he was saying like, just don't tell me about it.
Oh,
you
I
know,
see.
like I really, because he was so nice
He was nice.
until he wasn't. And then
He said, don't test me.
this mother goes out and confiscates it.
So then we finished the pictures and you go back out to get your
yeah.
perfume, and what happened?
It's gone.
Yeah. And then what happened?
And then they like the videographer woman was like, I'm gonna get it back for you. So she like asks them and they show her the box and it's in there, and he's like, nope, no way. You're not getting that back. It's like,
Yeah.
that's
We don't-
crazy.
We don't want the prisoner smelling nice.
I swear he just wants to like take, because it's a new bottle of perfume that I just bought. He wanted to give it to like his girlfriend or his wife or something, or trade it in the prison for something else. Because you know the prison cops, they like trade stuff. There's a whole thing.
Yeah.
They do a lot of stuff in there. They
Yeah.
even get prisoners pregnant.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think. Anyway, our wedding day.
So that part was good.
Yeah.
That was at like 11.
Yeah.
Then we took the kids over to lunch.
Yeah.
And we did our vow. We did do our vows after Dave walked away.
Yeah. He said we could like stay outside and do our vows.
Right. No, we did that. We already talked about that. I guess there's
Which was
nothing else
cute.
in there. Did you like my vows?
I loved them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite part?
That you said that I make the leaves look greener. That's just like such a nice thing to say.
Yeah, you make all the senses better. You make the leaves greener, make the pasta taste better.
Yeah, to say I make anything better is like the greatest compliment.
Make the air smell better.
That's nice. You make the air smell. No, I'm just kidding. when we took Charlie and everyone to, never mind, you'll get upset if I say this.
No, tell me.
When the kids came in the car with us to go from like one location to the other, and then we got in the car and Charlie goes, it smells like my dad's feet in here. And I was like, thank God she knew that smell, so she didn't think it was me or something. Like it was like it's the no socks.
The car does that. The Tesla kicks out that smell.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
my feet.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you've smelt it when we put the
Yeah.
heat on in the car.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it was that.
Or maybe not. What else? Yeah, so that, anyway, it was just a
It was perfect.
nice day.
I wish our families could have been there, like our parents. That would be the only thing that I would have added. But then
Yeah.
I feel like now we get to have like another celebration with them,
Right.
which is even better. Like the more times someone can celebrate me, the better. You know?
Right. And your cousin sent that nice video.
Yeah, my family made like a video congratulating us, and it was really cute and sweet. I liked it.
It's funny that you could tell she like put makeup on.
Yeah,
And she
to
turned
get
the
ready.
fireplace
I'm
on.
so sorry. This is the plumber
Yeah, go ahead. Put it on the podcast.
for my house. Hello.
Where are we at, Mitch? Oh, perfect.
Hi, how are you? He's outside. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I'm just downstairs.
He's here.
I'll come up really quick. Thank you.
Let's just wrap it up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we'll just do a short podcast. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, wrap it up right now. Do we have more to say? Maybe we need another 10.
Yeah.
I can just go get him. You can just sit there.
I just don't want him to be like in our room like alone.
What's he going to steal?
I don't know. I think I don't know. Like people can put like cameras in your bathroom and like sell the porn like on the.
Okay.
That's what they do. Have you ever looked at porn sites? Go on your
I'm on there.
whichever porn browser of your choice and type in like girl showering doesn't know. It's like,
Those are all set up.
no, it really looks like she doesn't know. Like, and then there's no like, she's not doing anything weird. She's just showering. So then you're like, huh. So I'm always like dressing room girl just to make sure I'm not on anything. But that's what our plumber's going to do if you don't watch him.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap it up and then maybe we'll come back down and do 10.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
think
Listen, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We have to go get the plumber right now.
Yeah.
But
married people stuff you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, we'll have a video out soon, hopefully, of the wedding, so you can see that on the same channel here. And we will. I love you.
I love you so much. I can't wait to spend our lives together.
Yeah, have a nice life together.
It'll be so fun.
Okay. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.